Alright guys, I have a very special pistol here to review today. Big thanks to Kelly and Andrew for allowing me to borrow this for the review. So as you can see there, it's a Wesson TCP. I'm about as giddy as a schoolgirl right now because I've never got to shoot a real high-end 1911. I think the most expensive / nicest thing, whatever you want to call it, 1911 wise, that I've got to shoot so far is my own Ruger 1911, which those are like $900 now, but back in the day when I got it, they were only like $650. So not only will this be my very first time shooting a real high-end 1911, but it'll also be my first time shooting one that is 9mm. I've shot a bunch of 1911s, but they've all been 45 ACP and they've all been on the lower end. So I've always wanted to try a 9mm 1911. So not only do I get to check that off the bucket list today, but I get to check Dan Wesson off too. So I am super excited. So obviously I've handled and fondled this thing a little bit before we brought it out today, and I can see the difference now in the price point there. So extremely well built, obviously. Everything super tight fit. Of course, you got your match grade barrel there that's custom fit. Super tight fit, so there's not even a bushing in there because it's a perfect fit. Awesome trigger. So this has the K trigger there. Okay, so this has very little take up, and then definitely the best break I've ever felt with a pistol trigger. It's probably about 2.5–3 pounds, but there's absolutely zero creep. Very light and crisp, and the reset is insane too. The reset is like immediate. Very short reset, and the balance on this thing is just awesome too. Like, it is so freaking steady. Now I've been out here in the sun all day, so I'm a little wobbly. I'm dehydrated. We've been shooting all day. Recorded several videos today, but the balance, man, I'll bring it up and it's so rock steady compared to anything else I've ever experienced. The weight balance is like perfect, and even though it is still kind of heavy because it's an all metal gun, it's actually kind of light. I've shot 1 or 2 other commander size 1911s in the past, and this one is lighter. So not only does it have a great balance, but it's not taxing to hold up for a long time. It's just, honestly, it just feels perfect. I freaking love this thing. So you can see your sight picture there. You got the brass front bead sight, and then the U-notch there for the rear. And then it's got this tactical hammer, if you will, so it's got the flat top there, so it's really easy to manipulate with your thumb, so you don't have to worry about sweaty fingers slipping off of it or anything like that. And she is empty here, but I want to show you the trigger real quick. And this is my left hand, but I shoot right-handed. So there's your take up, okay? And there's going to be no creep, obviously. Okay. Let me rack the slide here. I need my other hand. I'm going to pause the film for a second. Okay, and then now for the reset. If you're very light like that, you will just get that very small amount of travel, and then up next should be the reset. Right there, yep. And then that's it. At first, I didn't even notice that the reset had any travel whatsoever. As soon as I released any pressure, it just immediately reset. But if I very carefully manipulate it like I did there, and you very slowly and very lightly let out, there is a little bit of travel, maybe 2mm before it does reset. But I know I'm not going to notice that at all out here. It's just going to be instant. And so you've probably seen the factory grips are setting here. These are
hippopotamus hide.
So quite literally
hippo
leather. So they do feel exactly like leather, but these are
hippo hide.
And they actually, I don't know, I really like them. I'm not switching anything over because I don't want to mess with any of this, you know, but these grips just feel amazing. So I'm curious. I'm assuming that those grips feel great as well. But I really just love this thing. Like, everything about it seems perfect to me, and I guess that's the whole point, you know, with higher end 1911s. But even with these upgraded, if you will, grips here, we'll call them fancy grips. This thing just still feels perfect in the hand. Of course, you got your texturing there, front and rear, which is very, very grippy. So I really like that too. It's not so much that it's gonna like make your fingers bleed or anything, but they just immediately grab and do not let the gun shift whatsoever. So for any of you that have shot Dan Wesson or any of the other higher end brands there, I'm probably not telling you anything you don't already know, but I'm just blown away because this is a first for me. So I've probably missed a few details there. I'm sure any of you who are more knowledgeable about them than me, you can leave whatever I missed in the comments there, but I'm going to quit rambling on about it and I'm going to get to shooting this thing. I almost feel wrong doing this, but that's about all I can afford right now, so just be running this Blazer Brass 115 grain through it today. Also, here lately, for the past year or more, I generally only run through one box, but I'm anticipating that this is going to be a lot of fun, so I plan on breaking into that second box of ammo there for this review. Well, Andrew, I tried to wear that belt you provided me, but I'm too fat. It wouldn't fit all the way out, and I'm just too fat. So. I don't know why I flinched on that last one, but still stupid accurate even if I am flinching. All right, yeah, that's a new sensation for sure. I almost felt like I was shooting a 380. Like it's got about the same recoil as like a Burst of Thunder 380. So that's that, you know, weight of the 1911 frame and slide there. It's real tame on recoil. It's kind of weird though. It's not. It almost feels slow. It's like a little bop like that. It's like relaxed. One of those was an accidental fire. I rested my finger a little too hard on the trigger and it went off before I was expecting it to. Alright, this time we're doing 10+1, so I have one in the chamber and a full magazine like how you would carry. Huh. It's not holding open on that mag. I don't know if it's just the mag or what, but it will not hold open. There it goes. Maybe it wasn't in all the way. Alright, so again, not holding open. So I don't know. So you can see there's the slide lock and it just won't pop up, and that mag is definitely in all the way. Well, that's not going to work, stupid. What the heck? me get this mag out of here. Alright, so I had a little bit of a heart attack there. So you guys seen it lock up on me. It wouldn't come back, it wouldn't go forward. But what I noticed here, the lever, there was a gap between the frame and the slide lock or slide release there, whatever you would call it. And then I pushed down on it and it snapped through the rest of the way, and then it released the slide. So I think that was probably our issue there and why it wasn't holding open. So for some reason, you can see it's pretty well flush there right now, but it was popped up about 1 millimeter. And I pressed it down with my thumb, and then that jam situation I got in there, it released the slide. So that's also probably why it wasn't holding open on these mags. So I need to monitor that now and see if it starts holding open again after the last shot. All right, held open that time. Still looks flush. All right, so I'm going to assume that was the issue. So this somehow has a little bit of play in it or something. And over time it started like coming out that way. Worked itself loose about a 1/2 mil or a mil. And once it did that, it was not wanting to lock the slide back on the last shot. So I'm not quite sure why that happened. I don't even know if they've shot this pistol before or not, but I'll be sure to let Andrew and Kelly know so they can keep an eye on it. If they haven't fired the pistol, maybe it just needed that one little push. It was just a little bit loose or something, but I'm not sure. So far, that seems to have corrected the issue. So not to mention that was the issue. So we got 2 more mags here I'll run, and it, you know, see if it does it again, but I don't think it's going to. So I don't know if it was just the entire time it was like kind of wanting to pop out and it just needed someone to push it through, and now it's good to go, or what. So like I said, I don't know if they've even shot this, so that might have something to do with it. If those were the first shots, that might have just been a 1/2 mil out from the factory or something. Not that Dan Wesson would miss that, but you know, who knows. I'm not sure why it was like partially backed out there. Well, doing it again. I felt it try to catch it, and then it let go. So, let me see if I can get that gap on here. And we'll push it in and see if again that'll let it lock back. Alright, so, I mean, it's very, very minute, but there's a little bit of a gap there. Let me press down on it a couple times. Kind of looks the same, so I might have been wrong. Although when it did catch halfway back on me over there, I seen more of a gap than that. So at least where it got jammed up on me and wouldn't go forward or back, that's what occurred. So see if it'll lock back now. Nope. So the mag's all the way in and button's definitely all the way down, so I'm not quite sure. Now I take the mag out and stick it back in, and then it'll lock back. Okay, or not. It did that to me the last time though. Maybe I could give it a bop. Nope, it's just not wanting to lock back. So come to the other side. So there, I mean, there's the knots, and it's not wanting to pop up at all and go into the lock notch like it's supposed to and lock. So I don't know if that's a issue with these mags or if it's something to do with that. Those appear to be the Dan Wesson mags. I can't quite make out that first letter, but it's definitely a W is the second letter. So, and it was doing it with both mags earlier. They also don't drop out, I've noticed. So let me try this other mag real quick. Oh, that one is holding open on, but earlier it wouldn't hold open with both mags. And that one drops out. Well, that could be, you know, that's probably why it doesn't want to. Let's see here. Yeah, this one's dropping out. And this one, well, now this one's dropping out. So it's got to be something with the interface between the mag and the lever. That time it locked back. So when it wasn't wanting to pop up, something was causing this mag to stick, whereas now it's not sticking at all. So I don't know, man. So yeah, I'm not sure what's causing that. I'm sure some of the 1911 super fans there get on here and tell me they know exactly what the issue is, but I'm not that familiar with the mechanics of these. But that's the issue we're having. So occasionally, for some reason, it's just not wanting to lock open after the last shot. So as I said, I will inform Andrew and Kelly, and it'll be up to them how they want to take care of that. But yeah, other than that, it was certainly an awesome experience. The thing's awesome. Unfortunate that it's not holding open after the last round sometimes for some reason. But aside from that, like I said, it just feels amazing in the hands. Super well balanced. It's a little bit lighter, which is kind of nice. Super accurate. I think that's probably the tightest group. You have to go back if you didn't pay attention, but the first few, I don't know, 4 or 5 shots or whatever it is, or whatever it was rather, dead center in that gong, and all pretty much hitting the same spot. And those were my first shots. I don't even think I've just freehand printed that tight of a group before, let alone the very first magazine. So, you know, obviously that's par for the course with these, but it definitely lives up to that. It's stupid accurate. So no complaints there with the accuracy. Obviously, like I said, that trigger is amazing. Ergonomics, the sights, I actually rather like them as well. Pretty quick acquisition out there, and somewhat precise as well. But yeah, what can you say other than the not holding open thing? Everything I expected and more. And it should go without saying, but one of these is definitely on my wish list now. If it wasn't before, it definitely is now. I feel like I can't live without it now. My going back to the Ruger is going to suck. But that's going to do it today, guys. Big thanks again to Kelly and Andrew for letting me borrow this masterpiece. Greatly appreciated. I appreciate you guys for watching. Feel free to let me know in the comments anything I might have missed, features and whatnot, and especially what might be causing that, because I'm a 1911 dum-dum, so I love them. I just don't know a whole lot about the inner workings of them. Not yet anyways. Getting there. But yeah, that'll do if you want to get yourself one of those steel targets there, or more specifically the gong. These belong to the range here, but the gong's mine. Links in the description. Earmuffs, shooting bags, paper targets I use, target stand and whatnot. Anything I use on the channel, link in the description if you want to get yourself one. But I appreciate you stopping by, and I hope to catch you on the next one.